If you have been a fan, or not a fan, sorry, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you may be familiar with the football slash soccer kit slash jersey videos that have been on the channel before. I'm not sure, there may have been 2 or 3 depending on the title of this video. This might be a part 3 or 4. It might even be a 5, now that I think about it. But, yeah, this video has been made before, in the sense of I have quite a lot of football kits. I wouldn't say I collect them as such. I think it's just more of a, I like to wear football kits to, the gym. I play a lot of football myself, so I just like to pick up kits, on the cheap sometimes for a good deal. And yeah, I guess you could maybe call it a collection, but I personally wouldn't. More of just an interest, I guess. So I have acquired quite a few new football kits during my time away from making content. And today, there might even be a part 2 to this. I think I might have even more, which is going to be capable of making another video. Today is going to be me showing you guys a couple of them with a few fabric sounds in there, because I know that a lot of people like the fabric sounds. I myself quite enjoy fabric sounds, so why not throw those in there too? Just before the video starts, I am an Arsenal fan. I know a lot of people who don't wear any kits other than their own teams, and to those people I say good on you, but no, I will never be that way. I'll never wear another Premier League team, but I will wear a lot of kits from other clubs around the world, around Europe, and as you're going to see in this video, around the entire world. So yeah, without further ado, let's pick up the first kit and we'll go for one that's going to be in the thumbnail, I think. Let's start off with, let's go big first, why not? So, just as a disclaimer, I think all the kits I have here today are replica kits. I completely disagree with how much football clubs charge for a new kit these days. Prices can go from sort of £60 upwards. And £60 is usually a very cheap shirt these days, an official sort of shirt anyway. Apologies if you can hear a knock on the door just there. Yeah, all my kits are replicas, sourced either from online or from places abroad that I've visited, simply because I think the prices that football clubs, including my own, charge for a kit these days is pretty disgusting. So yeah, let's get into this. The first kit, I'll give the sort of the stories behind where I got the kits from as well while we're looking through them. The first kit, we have the Real Madrid kit from the final in Cardiff 2017. This was Juventus versus Real Madrid in the Champions League. I think Real won this. I want to say they won 4-1 in this game. I might be confusing that with the Atleti game from a few years prior, but I think it was either 3 or 4-1. I know they won this pretty convincingly. I think Mario Mandzukic scored a crazy goal, and that was the end of Juventus' attack that year. But we have the purple kit. Apologies for it being creased, it's been in a drawer for like the last 6 months. So, as you can see, the Real Madrid logo there, with the Fly Emirates sponsor. These headphones are making an annoying noise with the wires. Just move that for a sec. That should hopefully be much better. As I said, that it happened straight away. Okay, anyway. We've got the goat on the back. Start a debate in the comment section. season. I don't think it was their third. Obviously the home was the white kit, which I actually love a Real Madrid home kit. I think they are great, especially some of the old ones. And this shirt was bought in Morocco. It is a 2XL, which is outrageous because I'm not that big in the slightest. I think this might be the biggest shirt we have here, although I could be wrong there. Stay tuned. I think this cost me around 100 dirhams, which is like £10 roughly. Just from a general street vendor in Morocco. They have stalls full of these kind of shirts over there. I'm not actually sure what made me buy it, as I'm not a Real Madrid fan as such, and I don't actually love the shirt massively, but it's pretty cool to have. I think it was just the first night I got there. I think it was the hype of being somewhere where this kind of thing is available, because you don't get this back home for these kind of prices, which I know is kind of morally questionable, but the cat was willing to sell it to me, and I kind of like it. So yeah, that's the Real Madrid 2017 away kit, I believe, 2016-17 season away kit, which they won the Champions League while wearing. I think. Anyway, moving swiftly on to the first of two Paris Saint-Germain kits today. We've got this sort of black and grey camo kind of jersey. Let me fold it up so you can see it better. I used to work in retail. So, yeah, the PSG logo and the Jordan, the Jumpman on the other side. The Jumpman. Please don't copyright me, Drake. With the Qatar Airways sponsor, or Qatar as I was recently told it was pronounced when I was there during a layover flight. Now, this is the one kit that is a little bit too small for me. This is a XL, but it's a very small XL. It doesn't really run true to size. If I was to suggest this, I would say to size up maybe 2 sizes from what you're used to wearing. This was actually bought online, and I can drop a link to the site in the description if you guys would like. No sponsor or anything, no sponsor in this video, but I'll drop a link down in the description for you. I believe these were sent from Pakistan. It does say made in Thailand on the label. But that doesn't mean it was where it was sent, I guess. Stuff like this gets made all over in the Far East and Southeast Asia. So yeah, that's the PSG kit. I'm not sure which year it is. I want to say it was 23-24 season, third kit. But they also had like the same shirt in a different colourway, in like a beige and brown kind of colour. Might have been the same season. I simply don't know. But yeah, that's the first of two PSG kits today. I do really like this one. I just wish it fit me better, because I would definitely wear it more so. Now, we're getting more interesting now, because these next one and the one that's coming up, maybe straight after it actually, were both purchased in Southeast Asia fairly recently. I went all patriotic and local for these, you see. I really tried to integrate with the culture. I just like football shirts. First up we have just a general Vietnam jersey made by Hogarbola, or Jogarbola, I think is the brand. Now, if this is legitimate, I don't know. This is just a pure red shirt with a huge star in the middle, because Vietnam flag is literally this right here. Red. With a yellow star. Right there. It's the Vietnam flag. The Vietnam flag. The flag of the country of Vietnam. This is again a 2XL. I think that region generally is trying to call me fat. I am of course kidding. I understand that sizing in different places is very different to what it is in the place that I'm from. Some good sounds from the collar there. Sorry about that. I again impulse bought that shirt on my first night in Hanoi, up north in Vietnam. I bought it from a stall, was served by a very lovely Vietnamese lady who I think charged us around 200,000 dong for that, which to quickly calculate is roughly £6, so that's pretty good. And if you could see the material on this, the quality is pretty good. A lot of these are usually kind of thin, and the stitching's not so good. I mean, the stitching isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but the stitching's pretty solid. The material's not as thin as I thought it would be, but it's still pretty breathable. I'm yet to wear it anywhere, but I'm playing football tomorrow, so it might be it may debut in tomorrow's game. Yeah, that's the Vietnam. I assume this is the official Vietnam national kit. They had the same kit in white pretty much, which is either the home or the away kit. I would think that would be the away kit, this would be the home, but if you know more than me, please confirm, please correct me. As I always say, correct the hell out of me in the comments, because I don't know shit sometimes. Yeah, there we go, that's the Vietnam national kit, followed closely by maybe one of the coolest kits I've ever bought, purely for the culture and what it is. This is a kit of Buriram United. If you can see the badge there, Buriram United, who are a Thai team. They are the top team in Thailand. These guys, their kits are everywhere in Thailand. I bought this in Phuket, actually, on the last stage of my trip with my friend that we just got back from. We've got the Yamaha sponsor there, the Yamaha sponsor, and the Chang sponsor, which if any of you are real old school Barclays Premier League fans, back in the Barclays, the BPL days, you'll know that this was a big sponsor of Everton for quite a lot of years. I think while Lukaku was there, along with a lot of other big players, they had the Chang sponsor up until, I want to say, the mid-2010s. They were sponsored by Chang. Chang is a beer brand, for those of you who don't know. A very good beer, may I add. Highly recommend. As you can imagine, I consumed a fair amount of it during my stay in Thailand, due to it being really cheap and local and amazing. So, yeah, we had quite a few beers over there. But this kit is really the insult, because if you can see that, it is a 3XL. It is a 3XL. And the lady who sold it to me even called me too big multiple times. I'm assuming she meant my height, but if she meant my weight, then so be it. I guess I'll never know. She had to go find that size especially for me. I also got the shorts with it, but I will never be seen in a full kit because that is diabolical. Pretty much a crime, almost as much of a crime as having a player name on the back of the shirt. Apologies for the Ronaldo shirt earlier. That wasn't put there by me, that was already there. Anyway, yeah, that is the Buriram United kit. I don't know if it's a home kit, an away kit or anything. All these things came in so many different colours. They had like green, blue, black, white. I think there was even like a purple kit, which was pretty cool. My friend bought the green version of this exact kit, which was the kind of fire, I can't lie. I was a little bit jealous of it. But yeah, that was the Buriram United kit sponsored by Yamaha. Again, another replica bought in a Phuket market for, I want to say 300 baht, which is like £7. I probably overpaid compared to what I could have got it for. But honestly, in places like Thailand and Vietnam, it gets to a point where you kind of just don't really care what you're paying for, because the money is better off. The money means more to the people you're buying from than it means to you in terms of value. You know, I personally couldn't get a replica kit back here for £7, £8, and they probably haven't sold one for that much in a while, other than to tourists, of course. So you know, as long as the money goes back to a place where it's going to be used to make someone's life better, then I don't mind overpaying by a couple of pounds. Anyway, before we get into the last one, I just wanted to drop that in there, a little precursor. If you've ever been to Vietnam or Thailand, you'll kind of understand what I mean by that, I think. On to the last kit, and we like to save the best for last here on this channel, and I basically lived in this thing for like a month. This was my travel shirt between places because it's so light, it's so comfortable. I think I even wore it on a couple of nights out because of its versatility. This is another Paris Saint-Germain kit, but this guy is freaking amazing. Hi. So I believe this is a kit from, it's either the 99-2000 season or the 2000-2001 season. I don't know if it's the away or the third or something. I don't actually think they had third kits back then. This might just be the away kit. But as you can see, it's another Paris Saint-Germain kit. Old school logo there, with the Nike sponsor, with the red outline. Look at that guy. That is retro right there. And sponsored by Opel, the car brand. Which, if you aren't aware, if you're British and you aren't aware what Opel is, it's the European equivalent of Vauxhall, and I think it's also in the States. I've just only ever seen it in Europe. But yeah, that's the PSG kit. As I said, I wore this pretty much religiously for like a month because it's so big and baggy and comfy, and the material's really smooth and breathable. You don't sweat like crazy in this, which is so nice. Another shirt that I bought online from the same site, I think. Oh no, it was a different site actually. I'll try to link them both in the description. As the PSG shirt, the black one from earlier. But yeah, that's going to be the last of the kits for today. Let me know if you'd like to see another part of this video. I always find it interesting making them. I now have a few NBA jerseys too, so I could probably make a video out of those. But yeah, let me know what you thought. Which kit was your favourite? Which kit you have at home that is your favourite? Or which team you support? Anything like that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope it was relaxing and interesting and kind of funny in my weird little